and welcome to another video. My name's Claire and I am the designer and tutorial teacher behind Bob Wilson 123. Thank you for choosing my video to watch. In today's lesson we are going to learn how to make this really cool project bag. This bag is great for using up leftover yarn. You can choose one colour to make the whole project or as many colours as you like. This project bag has an optional inside pocket, and there are also lots of options for the outside pocket to make it one big one or two, which I've actually made mine 2 pockets on the outside, and you could also make it 3 if you wanted to. Lots of options, so let's get started on the lesson. For our supplies, we're going to need a crochet hook to go with your yarn. I will be using a 6mm. This is also a J-size crochet hook, and I'm going to be using 2 strands of worsted weight yarn. This is an equivalent to a 10 ply or an Aran weight yarn. You could use 2 strands of a number 3 weight yarn, which is equivalent to DK or 8 ply yarn, so you could use 2 of those. But if you're going to use the thinner weight yarn, I would recommend a 4.5 or a 5mm crochet hook. Basically what you're aiming for is tight tension because we don't want any holes in our bag. You could try it with 1 strand of yarn also, but you are going to need tight tension. I find that with the 2 strands of yarn it makes the bag more sturdy, but you could definitely do it with 1 strand of yarn. And we're also going to need a pair of scissors, and if you've been watching my videos long enough you'll know that I can't find them. I have 2 pairs of scissors that sit next to me on where I'm filming. Neither of them are there. So we're going to make a slip knot, and we are going to use a foundation single crochet. You can also use a chain and then single crochet back across. I'm going to show you how to make one of the sides. You can change this number to make it narrower or wider. It's completely up to you. If you wanted it a bit wider, you could go with, say, I would say 14 or 15 or 16. It doesn't matter of the amount. Just write that number down because you're going to need to make 2 sides and then 1 base as well, which will use that same amount of numbers. I'm going to do 10, but first of all we need to start the foundation single crochet. So we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to go into the very first chain. If you don't know how to do a foundation single crochet, I'm going to put a link for you in the description box to show you more in depth, because I am using 2 strands of yarn, so it might be a little bit confusing. We're going to make our chain first. I'm going to yarn over and pull through 2 loops. I'm going to go back down into the chain that we just made. This is where you might get confused because it is a little bit hard to tell. And we're going to pull up our loop. I'm going to pull through 1 for our chain and then pull through for the rest of the single crochet. Again, oops, go into your chain, pull up a loop, pull through, and then pull through 2. You could use a half double crochet for this bag if you wanted to. I just think the single crochet is just a little bit smaller than a half double crochet, so I think it's going to give it less holes and less chance of things falling out. So we want to keep going until we have 10 single crochets. Again, you can change this number if you want it wider or narrower, or if you're using thinner weight yarn or 1 strand of yarn, you can definitely change it up. But just like I said, write it down because you will need to repeat it. If you've got a good memory, you may not need to write it down. But I do. So how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that should be 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it will go like a smiley face or a banana, but that's perfectly fine. Now we're going to chain 1 and turn, or turn and chain 1, but we're going to do a single crochet into the first stitch, which is there. Sometimes in patterns it might say chain 1 counts as your first stitch, but in this pattern it doesn't. So go into there, Work your first single crochet, and we're going to do this in every stitch across. Across? That's not even a word. Across. So we're going to go into there. So these side bits work up quite quick because you've only got 10 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Got one more to go. That's just in the top of there. Really? I'm all thumbs. I haven't filmed for quite a while. I need to get both loops, but what's happening? Gotcha. Okay, so we're going to go back across and we're going to do a chain 1, go into the very first stitch and work 1 single crochet in every stitch across. Having the written pattern, even if it's just on your phone or your tablet or on your computer screen, or print it out if you like, is going to be very handy for this project because it tells you how many to make of each one, and it also tells you how many rows to do for each piece. It's not a hard pattern. There's hardly any instructions at all, because you're basically using this sort of foundation for all the pieces. So we're going to repeat this. This is one of the sides. This one here is the base of the bag, and this is 10 single crochets, and it is 40 rows long. So you've got your base, and then these side bits are the bits that go up like that. But again, it will be written on the screen, and you'll have your written pattern that you can just check to see how many pieces that you need to make, and you can tick them off as you go. So pause the video and make all the pieces that we need to make, and I will see you when we are ready for the next step.